Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Invictus, I have to be unconquerable in my pursuit of success. And I had to learn how to breathe. Take a moment to breathe and make sure that what I was doing was right. Your teachers have prepared you for this moment, and you all get to go out and you get to make them proud, you get to make your parents proud, and you get to make yourselves proud. There are people who will discourage you. There are people who will tell you, you can't, you can't, you can't. But I want to tell you today to remember that you have been ordained and blessed by God with talents that will allow you to achieve whatever goal that it is that you've set out. Don't fall into whatever anyone else wants you to do for your life. You go after what you want to do without fear. The largest predictor of how far our journey is going to take us are the steps that we are willing to take in furtherance of our goals. And while there are some things that are out of our hand, we have to be courageous in taking personal accountability for the variables that we can control. The two fears that you are born with, the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. That's it. A fear of failure only comes about because of the experiences that you have in life, because of the naysayers that you come in contact with. It is about society and the interactions that you have with it that allows you to create this fear of failing. The only way that you learn how to do that which you cannot do is by taking risk and understanding that failure is all a part of risk-taking. Life is a game of progression. And if you're not moving forward, you're standing still. And while you're standing still, your competition is passing you up. Part of the way that I assess my success is by where I rank amongst my peers. So although it was a B, it was still a failure, but I learned from it. I evaluated AT&T stock, and if you ask me to evaluate a stock again today, I can do it. At this time, he still wanted to sleep in the bed with somebody else because he was afraid to sleep in his own room. But he had this decked out Spider-Man room. He was just too afraid to sleep in there. Now, this boy slept so bad. So bad. This boy snored. I went to sleep, woke up, his foot was in my face, his butt was on my head, like everything. This boy slept horribly. Caught it one time, he almost rolled out of the bed. So I had to figure out a way to get him going. I had to figure out a way to make sure that he wanted to sleep in his own bed. Now, here's the key to attaining success. In order to attain success, your desire for success must be greater than your fear of failure. So I had to try and realize and figure out, how do I make this kid's desire to sleep in his room greater than his fear of sleeping in there? For the rest of the week, around 3 o'clock in the morning, I would hear a noise. And I would pick my head up and I would see him standing in the doorway, and he would just be sitting there smiling. I would say, yes, Trail. He would get a bigger smile. He would go use the bathroom, then go right back to bed, and he would stay asleep for the rest of the night. And that's what it is. When you venture out on your own, when you enter into new territory, it's going to be scary. But as long as you have somebody that you can look back to for comfort, to know that they're still there to support you, then you know it's all good. Other people. My grandmother always tells me, show me your company, and I'll tell you who you are. That is to say that we are largely defined by the individuals that we allow ourselves to become associated with. Knowing that I wanted to get into law, I hung around people who wanted to get their Juris Doctorate. I hung around people who were intelligent, who were on top of their game, because they encouraged me. They gave me motivation to keep doing what it was that I was doing, based on the fact that they had drive, that they had passion. I watched as a single tear came down my mom's eye. The nurse ordered the code red, and all the doctors came into the room. They picked her up and they put her on the bed. And I was sitting here as they put wires and tubes and everything on her, trying to figure out what was going on. 7:42 a.m. that morning, my mom was pronounced dead. And I'm sitting here in shock, because this was the lady that I was achieving for. This was my reason for doing what it is that I was doing. And just like that, she was taken from me. 2 weeks later, I had to stand there and watch as they placed my reason for achieving 6 feet underground. A large reason for the imposition that you realize in life is not the circumstances that you have to go through, but rather the way that you react to those circumstances. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.